Never choose a service provider on the basis of price. If you're doing that, you will keep struggling.
A large portion of Asians live in a lot of denials. And the reason for denial is nothing, it's because of culture judgment. They make you believe that I need to know it all, else I won't be treated well.
Find your niche, find your people who you like working with. The bigger the problem that you solve, the more money that you can make.
मेरा काम कर गया बोल के हो गया. If you don't know and you just start, आपका काम नहीं करेगा, and as you said, you might just lose the. Now, for anybody to start, I always suggest to go with the linear path first while building the aggregate.
What is that point when you realize that, dude, the unstructured learning I was advocating is not correct? I need to switch to structured. What was that for you? Awesome. So I'm here with some really amazing people. If anyone doesn't know me or this handsome face, this is Pratham Sharma, co-founder UAbility, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. What we care about is these three people and the insights that they will bring to the table for this particular podcast. And I feel this particular thing will be very valuable for those people specifically who are either in the aspiring stage of knowing how and when to and what is the right way to start an agency, specifically a marketing cum branding type business, and or those people who are already started, are doing it, but you all are like struggling. You don't know what's the right way to grow. You're like stuck, right? So I think this will really help. And just to give some context, like who am I here with, so everybody knows what's up. So because Khush told me that you introduce us, I'm not going to introduce myself, and I love putting people on the spot, but I will not do that right now. So I'll start from here to here. This is Ishant Pahuja. Ishant is one of our oldest clients, in fact, from our 2020 days of UAbility. And Ishant runs an agency called Happy to Attend. And it's a marketing agency specializing into healthcare marketing, specifically with a lot of different kind of doctors, specialized individuals, hospitals. And you work with a lot of what? Dentists, dermatologists? Who are your major people?
Hair transplant surgeons.
Hair transplant surgeons and all that. So, agar you're a hair transplant surgeon watching it, you know where to go, right? Call to action. So I'm just joking. So Ishant runs that very perfectly, and he has gone from here to here in a very record time. And in case anyone wonders, we'll go into more insights. He was an employee, right?
Yeah.
He used to be in a job. So people thinking, oh, we need to be from business backgrounds. We got to have daddy ka haath. So that's how shit happens.
My family has actually had a business.
There we go. Exactly. So that's Ishant. We'll get more into it. This is Khush. We all call her Khush. Her real name is Khushbu Nangalia. So, but Khush is better because that's what she is. And Khush is into, in fact, multiple businesses. She is what I actually genuinely call as a serial entrepreneur, and she has succeeded in a lot of them, failed in some, and when she failed in some, she succeeded even more. So, why is she here? Because out of all the businesses that she runs, Khush is also a very prolific marketeer herself. She has her own agency that she runs with her husband, Chetan, also known as Chief. Don't ask me why is he called Chief. So it's a different backstory. But that's Khush. We'll talk more about her agency and what's up with that. But she's done a wonderful job. She's scaled to multiple crores, and she has seen the mistakes, made falls, risen again. It's like a phoenix from Harry Potter. Ashes and all that stuff going on with her. So she knows better than I think sometimes most of us do. And that's Shubhankar. Also, he's going to be very annoyed what we're about to say. We've said this 1,000 times. People keep saying Shubhankar equals that young kid. Because Shubhankar is just 17 years old. Yes, he's 17. He's a marketing agency owner. He does prolific work. And people might be thinking, so kya knowledge hoga, bachcha hai. Trust me, look at his work, look at his agency, look at his track record, you'll get to know. And he's doing very, very well for himself. So, and in a record period of time. In fact, he's one of the guys I feel awkward talking to because I'm like, bhai, we cracked ABC lakhs this month. Where are we doing next? He's like, board ka exam. And I'm like, Shubhankar, you're pissing me off, bro. So, so he's one of them. So he's specializing into Instagram, and his agency also specializes into this particular platform. They help people grow. Of course, we'll get more into it in a bit. So this is like a quick introduction of my peeps here. So guys, this thing is going to be very simple. I just want your insights on a couple of things I have in my mind. You guys can bounce it off each other as well. So the first major question I have for you guys is if somebody is actually trying to start a marketing business, and let me complete my question, in 2025, because you guys have started way back and you've seen the difference. You faced your struggles yourself, right? So if somebody's trying to start an agency and they're struggling a little bit, like, broad question, but you can break it down in buckets. You all can answer. What is the best way to go about it what's the most strategic roadmap to start this? What would you guys recommend? Kush, your viewpoints.
Now, the first thing comes back to how much of investment do you have in your hand?
Okay.
Right? Because there could be a marketing agency that could have started with almost zero to minus budget. Because right now, media is free. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the medias are free, and marketing is equal to a service-based agency. And service is also free, because if you have time in your life, you treat it as free. But the question is that, do you really want to do it because you want to do it, or you're doing it because everybody's doing it?
Oh, that's a good point.
Because nowadays, half of the world is inclining towards AI, and half of the world is like, let's do all the gigs. Let's become a content creator. Let's become a video editor. Let's become a writer or email script writer and all of that. It's because they find someone else making a lot of money in it. It's not because they wanted to do it, it's their inner calling. So I would say, if any day you're thinking to do anything related to marketing, it really comes down to how much of you are involved in the whole process, because marketing nails down to curiosity and creativity. And that doesn't come from AI, that comes from within. So
Damn, Kush dropping mics like this in first question drops. Ishant सोच रहा है मैं भी सीख लूँ क्या? है ना?
I realized this part I skipped.
शुभांकर is like, अरे यार मैं तो गलत तरीके से start कर दी एजेंसी, quit करना पड़ेगा क्या?
scripted interview चल रहा है. She had the question.
Exactly.
under the table question दिया था, कहाँ
कोई script नहीं है, कोई script. But no, please continue. So that is a very beautiful thought process. So you're of the opinion that, and I'm assuming this is also coming from observation. You've seen a lot of people start businesses or marketing because, oh, it's a trend, it's a digital marketing trend. But you see that also as a reason of failure when you do not have the guts to stick with it when things get tough.
Correct. And more so, you start going in a lot of self-doubt, because creativity is something which is very limited. And not everybody is a creative person. It's a left and a right brain job, right? Means someone who's a left brain, someone who's a right brain, we can't get them to do something else. So many times I've seen that people not being able to curate something creative end up feeling that they're not capable. Just because they were doing, it's like teaching a fish to fly. But because Pratham likes flying, I can also fly. No, I can't. I can't do sales as good as Pratham. It's not my job, but probably I can do branding better.
Something else that you're good
at. I mean,
right?
that's something, that's my genre. So what I have felt right now, the major problem is people going with so much of herd mentality that everything that's going around, let's do that. मेरा दोस्त कर रहा है, मैं भी कर लेती हूँ, वो लाखों कमा रहा है. शुभांकर 17 साल का होके लाखों कमा रहा है यार, मैं तो कर ही सकता हूँ, चल मैं भी इंस्टाग्राम पे कंटेंट बनाता हूँ, बना लूँगा पैसा.
That's such an honest opinion. That people get swayed away with that. That makes sense. And what about you, Shumankar? Like, of course, मेरे को नहीं पता था ये बोलेगी. I was like, ये तुम spiritual हो गए? But then there's a very good answer, and she's absolutely correct. I've also experienced that, but maybe not as good as hers. So what would, however, you suggest from a more strategic standpoint? Like, if somebody comes and says, Shubhankar, I want to start an agency, what do I do? Like, what would be your immediate, like, dude, Pratham, this, boom, let's go. What would you suggest?
Okay, I'll go into more technical because that explanation I सोचना पड़ेगा.
पता लगा शुभांकर घर जाके बोल रहा है बंद कर दूं क्या business? Please go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So whenever somebody starts, I see like first problem is acquisition.
Yeah.
Let's say they are selected, उनको करना क्या है? She already explained it very well. Now the problem is clients कहाँ से? And I have two ways of it. I think one should be a linear driving force, one should be an aggregator. मतलब समझाता हूँ. What I mean by linear is basically a linear mode of acquisition. अभी linear mode of acquisition का मतलब मैंने कुछ डाला मेरे को कुछ मिला. Input output equation.
Got it.
If I do 5 messages to 5 people I want to work with, after 30 days 5 people might be my clients. It's a linear. मैं अगर 30 करूँगा मैं 100 करूँगा तो ज़्यादा आएंगे. 200 करूँगा तो ज़्यादा.
X equals Y.
Yeah. Aggregators are basically मैंने 10 डाला कुछ नहीं हुआ. मैंने 1000 डाला कुछ नहीं हुआ. But when I put 10,000, that might turn into let's say 1 lakh.
Oh, so it's like an appropriation level कि इतना करोगे तो throughput निकलता है kind of thing.
Example of that.
Right.
We outreach ads are all linear models. Aggregators are content. अगर एक viral हो गया, you don't know which might go viral. 100, no virality. 101, virality, that might change the whole thing. That what happened to me was because मेरा काम कर गया बोल के हो गया. if you don't know and you just start, आपका काम नहीं करेगा, and as she said, you might just lose the way. Now, for anybody to start, I always suggest to go with the linear path first while building the aggregator. Example, पैसा है तो obviously ads, no one better than them. But if it's like, for example, you can start with outreach. Outreach. At the same time, build your aggregator because आपको आज तो result मिलने नहीं वाला. So you start with linear, make money, and side by side build aggregator ताकि futures को भी बना.
Oh, that's a very good point, dude. It's a very good point. And Ishant, what are your thoughts on this?
So, let me state something controversial.
Oh, go for it. पहले start ही controversy से हो गया. कह रहा है तुम agency मत शुरू करो, तुम herd हो. She's joking, by the way, not in that sense. She was making a
I would
point.
say, I slightly disagree with what Kush said.
Okay.
She said that there are people who want to, be part of the herd, so everybody is doing. I can also do it. There are a lot of people who can actually do it, who are talented and who are, stuck in their jobs, just like I was. Right? I won't say that I can do it, you can do it. I might be smarter, but you might be smart enough. But you think that what about the security that I have? 6 months. I every month, let's say I'm making 2 lakh rupees, 3 lakh rupees. Will I make that money? So that is the risk. If you have that risk taking ability, you become an entrepreneur. If you do not have that risk taking ability, you remain an employee for your lifetime.
So you're saying that just let me know, Kush, your thoughts on this. So, आपके perspective से, do you feel that it is at some level for you, from your perspective, it is okay for certain people to not worry so much about their calling in the beginning when money is what is needed to help them get out of a frustrated position, and maybe they can worry about this later. Is that your thought process, or how do you view it?
I didn't get your question.
Like जैसे तूने बोला कि जैसे she said कि not everybody just because they see it they go for it.
Yeah.
You're like कि it is okay for people to go for it if you feel you have the risk taking capability to do it. But what if it is not their calling and they never thought about it for 1 second? Is this something I even want to do, or is it just because it's a trend, everybody else is doing it, I should do it and make money, just because I can make money?
So we are talking about people who actually have an inclination, right? We're not talking about people who have never thought about going.
Yeah, of course. In the context of the topic is the people who want to start a marketing business.
Right. So they have that inclination. That is why they want to start an agency.
But she meant, I'm sensing from the perspective that वो inclination का source क्या है? Is it because it is
Okay.
Is
the
it
trend is going to
sub
trend.
digital marketing, AI and all that?
There's a clear terminology which has been going for years now, which is called FOMO, peer pressure, and FOMO is an emotional FOMO, financial FOMO, mental FOMO, and even physical FOMO, which means ये गया Maldives, मुझे भी जाना है Maldives. There's a lot of different kind of FOMOs which gets us a lot of action. Gets us to do a lot of things in our daily life.
But I don't think this works when you are going to the entrepreneurial journey.
Exactly what I meant.
People don't leave
Exactly
jobs
what I
like
meant.
that to start their. It takes much harder to start a business. They can't.
Real life is not like ये जवानी है दीवानी, बनी बनो छोड़ दो भाग जाओ, है ना?
Nobody can leave their job just like that. Let's
Makes
say
sense.
somebody is earning 1.5 to
Makes
3 lakh rupees. Do you think they can leave their job
I'm
just
not-
like that,
I'm really
following a
not
trend?
contextually-
I would say those people must be unserious about their life if they do it without being serious. Going and starting their business and leaving a secure job.
I think it comes down to which stage of life that the Maslow's hierarchy. Like if someone is in their 40s and 50s with kids, running a job.
उनके लिए it's very difficult to even consider that risk and
And
switch.
we have students and we have tribe members who are in their mid 40s and in their mid 50s and they're frustrated with everything in their life. Everything. But the matter of fact is that it is not because of anything that's happening outside, but it's so much about they not doing what they really want to do, and thus nothing makes them happy. It comes down to that because they have kids to take care, they have jobs, so bills to pay, and then they have family to take care, right? So at the end of the day, everything comes down to, are they really happy doing what they're doing? Most of them no.
I would like to add to that. It's like I also have a client who is 50. Just came in. The exact conversation we had. Shubhankar, I'm doing this job. I'm making a lot of money. My
Correct.
husband is a millionaire.
Correct.
But I cannot enjoy the way my friends enjoy who don't have a job and just have a life on it.
Exactly. And that is the real problem right now. The problem, and so the fact is, money problem is a problem. But more so, right now in today's 2025, people want to look for more contending and happy life. Truly happy life, not like dikhawa wala happy life. And that as a chase, if you want to get into a marketing agency or launch a marketing company, and that's your true calling, and you really
Then
want to do
that's
it,
good.
nobody, I mean, they would 1.5 lakhs, save money for 6 months, strategically, save money for 6 months. Like, so for me, I started in Malaysia, I was working on contract for one client only. So I was
Oh.
getting fixed.
Okay.
And then in Malaysia, I did not have any network. That client was my life, means what was my universe. That's okay, that's done. But I never went to school, college, or family in Malaysia, so I never had any network. Like I can't call anyone and say, "Yaar, bhai, मैंने ये काम start किया है, क्या लगता है?"
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one fine day, I was like, okay, now I'm done enough with one contract. What I'm doing with them, I want to be an on-demand CMO for more brands and businesses in Malaysia. Took the plunge, but how did I take it? Going to real life, not even strategic. I'm just going to real life. I make sure that I save enough for the next few months, and I don't die in the worry of that money. This was before I left that contract, 6 months before, I had already started planning that I need to have the funds ready.
Okay.
But I also did one thing. I made sure that I get my clients ready as well. So before I left my contract,
What he said, like you prepare your stuff
yes,
and then you take the
exactly.
plunge.
So first is you doing what you really want to do. Because when the pitfall comes, it's nothing that can save you except you yourself. Because you need to be able to motivate yourself to pull you out of it. But then the money, which we saved for 6 months, but honestly, Pratham, the moment I left the contract, the next day I was having more projects in hand that gave me more money than I made in with that one single contract in 6 months. So what I was making in 6 months, I made in 1 month. Reason being, I made sure that I signed deals and contracts before leaving that contract. It's possible, it's doable, because you get intentional about everything that you're doing now and you crack that contract. And I did not deal a contract like, okay, company and everything, though I went through a formal setup because I was a foreigner there. I had to set up a company. But if you're in India, you don't need to get into so much of
Complexity
extra
and all that,
complexity.
yeah.
Just go, start freelancing.
But just to summarize, you would definitely as a first step suggest that instead of people thinking that just because it's a zero cost business or a low cost business, they don't save enough for the fallout that might happen that in case it doesn't work out for you.
And it is again coming down to Maslow's hierarchy. If I have a bills to pay, I need to make sure I do that.
Right.
If I'm in Shubhankar's age, I will not even do that. I'll like jump.
Kya hoga worst case? I'll fail, I'll start again.
It's
Yeah.
okay. 1 year gone, I learn something and I do something new in my life. It's really different stage of life that we're looking at.
Interesting.
right now.
Which is where I think Ishant's perspective might be really helpful because you were an employee and you had already responsibilities, EMIs, family.
I was married when I started it.
Exactly. So, bro, walk me through your mentality that allowed you to go from an employee, kharcha, cost, paycheck thing to like, chalo risk lete hain, kootte hain, kya hoga?
So I always wanted to start something of my own. It
Ah.
was that I had that inclination, although not coming from a business family.
Right.
But I always have believed that if you want to get from point A to point B, which is where point B is success, right? It will not be a straight line. It will never be a straight line. It will always be like this.
Zigzags and everything.
A very difficult path to take, right? So I think you need to have that trust in yourself, right? And you need to actually start with something that you like doing. Unless you are not doing what you like doing, you are bound to go back to a job. You are bound to fail.
Which is, I think, what she said, coming from the right source, the right code. That okay, this is why I want to do
Whichever
it.
niche you are into, make sure you love doing it. You are passionate about it, and people are confused how to find the passion. They are like, "Mujhe mera passion hi nahi pata. What am I passionate about? I don't know." Simple. What is it that you like doing? Go to YouTube. Which videos do you watch? Which people have you subscribed to? That is your liking. That is your passion. You have to do something in that niche. Otherwise, because this curvature is not a straight line, and there are failures that you will face, there are more chances than less that you will go back. You will fail.
Makes
because
sense.
you're not enjoying what you're doing, and money to aa hi nahi raha, you're not making money.
Makes sense.
You're not
makes
enjoying
sense.
as well, and then you go back. Either you go back to a job or you switch your niche, and then switching.
That's why you keep
niche
hopping and
doesn't work
skipping.
at all.
That focus is maintained.
So
Makes sense.
When I started with healthcare, I had always all the experience in healthcare.
Mm.
I had worked with companies in pharmaceuticals. That is where I chose this niche, and I've sticked to it for the last 5 years, because that's where my comfort zone is, that's where I have done, and
Amazing.
my interest.
So here I have a very simple question, but a very important question to ask all three of you. If somebody doesn't have a lot of investment to put in immediately, or they don't have like savings हैं बना ली as per Kush's principle, but इतनी नहीं है कि they can just be like हाँ चलो chill मारो 8 महीने कुछ नहीं होगा. They gotta make shit work fast. So like he mentioned Shubhankar that linear and the aggregate way. तो उसमें यार what is the easiest, if not the easiest, that's a wrong word, what is the first immediate needle moving action step an individual can take in today's time, mind you, to kickstart their journey in marketing? मतलब कुछ movement दिखे, if not money, but at least I'm getting closer to the confidence that okay, my things are moving. What are those steps?
I would say, as she said, Maslow's theory, I'll give the more younger version because मेरे को वो experience नहीं कि जब job छोड़ के क्या कर सकते.
Correct.
I'll give the place where you are at a position under 25. To be honest, I'll say passion doesn't matter. Because at that point you have the time to figure it out. फिर आपका problem हो, आपके पास पैसा है, फिर you figure out it. So till 25, I would say it doesn't matter because like for me when I started at 14, it didn't matter. मैं कुछ भी कर रहा हूँ. So now going back to the question, is if you're starting from zero and you're probably not even, you don't even have a proof of concept, you don't have research, you're zero. Marketing का M आपको पता होगा, आपको पता है post करना and all that. The first step is get beta clients.
Get?
Beta clients. So what I
Beta clients, okay, your initial beta clients.
Yes.
I worked with my father's company for absolutely free. And you have to understand, I called it the concept of what is your forgot the word, but your advantage, that you have unfair advantage.
Unfair advantage.
I had my unfair advantage, my father had a company, he had money, I took it and I made it and it was my testimony. That is how, and I also had a friend who was doing influence. I grew his account, took that, sold it.
So, but the premise, and let me know what are your thoughts on this, but the entire conversation premise we have is someone needs to have some kind of marketing skill to even have this make sense.
Correct. So I was just gonna get there.
Right.
For example, like this age is all about money, and I relate with it because
Of course.
it's just
I do as well.
Exactly. Because it's like do anything and everything, but I need money in my bank. That's
Of course.
But where I feel that the most game-changing part is that I would really want to recommend this is I know YouTube is there, free knowledge is there on Google, free knowledge is there by all the AI platforms, but I want to bring one mistake that I made and I would like to bring it forward and not want future agency owners to do it, is stop going for unstructured knowledge.
Like
It's
YouTube.
a disaster. It's
Okay.
an absolute disaster. It just derails you every single time because today I'm watching his video, tomorrow I'm watching your video, day after I'm watching your video. All three are talking about digital marketing, but they're giving me 3 different ways and all 3 works. But probably I only resonate with your method. I don't resonate with his method, but I would not know it by just watching your 20 minutes video.
To add to that, like people, especially younger people, they're all like, iska dekh liya,
Aisa dekh liya, or copy kar liya. So
and they'll do it.
correct. And
Yes,
I
they-
did that. I'm gonna make this vulnerable confession. I never believed in structured learning. I was like, यार YouTube है भाई, खोलो इतना free का knowledge है, ले लो और क्या चाहिए. And I did that, and I was able to grow my company. But to be honest, now being in a structured space, guided by right set of mentors, whether it be with you guys or whether it be with more people in my life, I have genuinely found that I was underutilizing my potential.
Basically, the opportunity cost that I grew, but could I have grown in a better, simpler, faster way?
Yes.
That is
so
what you're
if you want to be an agency owner, go fucking work for an agency owner for 2-3 months, day and night. Start spending time on learning from a structured agency owner provider and spend this 3 months nothing but building yourself. You're making money with that salaried job, and night you are learning with all the courses which are structured, not just YouTube or AI and stuff. And then after 3 months, go man, bang, look for a client.
But for you, Kush, what was that point, which even I don't know, I'll be very honest, not just for this particular podcast, but what was that point when you realized that, dude, the unstructured learning I was advocating is not correct. I need to switch to structured learning. What was that for you?
I think, I got blessed blessed with some of my mentors who just stepped into my life by just random. You know, it's like you're telling to universe that you're lost and the universe guiding the path to you. I mean, I might sound spiritual, but that's how it happened for me. It's genuinely about people in my life that came in and they gave me immense amount of speed by spending just 30 minutes with me. And I was like, shit, man, damn. And what he did was, he made sure that he's talking to me with my problem and not a YouTube video, which is a general problem, which is a masses problem. And I just did one thing. I just blindly followed the person and I went ahead, gave my 5,000%, not 100, 5,000%, implemented it, boom. I was like, damn, what the fuck I was doing, man. All these while, for all the fuckwords.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's all good, yeah.
But
That's a
to be
real
honest,
insight.
Yeah, but to be honest, this is one of the mistakes I feel if I'm not going to go back and change anything. I'm okay with my life. But if someone who's in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, spend some time in real learning and real experience.
मैंने 17 में क्यों किया? मैंने 17 में क्यों?
ये तो मार्केटिंग हुक की तरह साउंड कर रहा था.
Right, because my friends ask me, मेरे पास 30-40 हज़ार है, कौन से स्टॉक में डालूं? Just put it on learning. I had 70k in my bank account. 2 lakhs was put in. I used my mother's card. I was like, ठीक है.
I'm so proud of him. He did that, and probably that is one of the biggest reasons why at 17
He's sitting in his room also, dude.
Exactly, and sitting in this room, right?
Exactly.
The fact is, I had a lot of money, but I was like, dude, let's put it in stock. Let's put it in properties. Let's put it in gold.
What a parallel. Can you imagine, like, she's such a veteran business owner and she still had that perspective at some degree, and a 17-year-old had this knowledge कि stocks में क्यों डालना है, इधर डालो ना.
I had responsibility. I had to take care of my mom and
Of
my
course,
sister.
of course.
So that pushed me to work more towards saving. And I didn't had a elder guide to, like, my father was an entrepreneur, but sadly I could never sit with him and learn from him. So I have a blood, but I don't have his brain in person.
That's such a nice line. You have the blood, you don't have the brain.
So I made my mistakes and I learned from it. And I feel that if you don't have that guidance, please go buy that guidance. It's available right now. In 10 years, 15 years, 17 years back when I started Pratham, there was nothing called coaching. At least in West Bengal, Kolkata, I never heard something like coaching.
The only was tuitions.
Yeah, I mean, there was tuitions. There was this NI. I mean, I'm not going to take names, okay? But there were like classes of that digital marketing. All right, guys. A little bit of noise is always better, but it just makes things real. It's not fully.
It makes things very Indian. Noise के बिना कैसे होगा?
So there were like digital marketing courses and all that, like university types and stuff. But there was nothing like real life knowledge. Like UAbility today is teaching what you guys have done for yourself.
Correct.
It's not that you've learned and then you're implementing or something, right? So now you have access. Please go. If you have 10,000 bucks, spend it on learning, man.
Kush was about to go. Poop, 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 poop.
I was like, okay, control. It's getting recorded.
Uday, control Uday. But so guys, I have a very, very honest question. I swear to God, this is not for me to propagate my company. But there are so, like, you know, all three of you took structured learning. That's why you guys are here. But there were so many structured learning options that you kept going through. You must have seen as well. So.
Sponsored.
नहीं
पैसा दिया मैं निकाल.
नहीं, but on a very honest note, I wanted to know.
I think वो हम लोग के पास आने वाले हैं.
मैं कहा पैसे दे दिए. No cash only kind. But all three of you, what was your thought process when you saw maybe Rohan or me, whenever we were doing whatever we were doing, that made you feel care out of all the things we have seen, these guys make a little bit more sense. And यहाँ पे से ये लोग हैं जो हमें guide कर सकते हैं. Like when you choose somebody who's like, I want to take guidance from you, you automatically know that they are better, they have done it, and a lot of people say that. How exactly and why exactly us specifically that made you realize? Because the reason I'm asking not to, like, no sponsored. So this is for people to know where to take the structured learning from. For example, if anybody watching this podcast is actually wanting a need to grow their Instagram, don't know how to do it the best way organically, not those bots and shit, contact this dude. Don't even come to us. Right? Swear to God. Because he knows better maybe than even I do in today's algorithms on how to grow Instagram. But how do you guys decide your structured learning with us that might give somebody watching this a yardstick or a SOP ki how do I find my ideal individual who I can trust कि ये बढ़िया लोग हैं?
See, a lot of people, for example, a lot of doctors that choose us, they say that, your pricing is high, right? And then sometimes they, go for other agencies who might charge less, right? So similarly, when we chose you, although your charges are on the higher side, right? But then if you are getting proportionate results, right, it doesn't make, they don't harm you even if you are paying, let's say,
But then how do you take a decision when you see somebody claiming similar results but at a lesser price?
you get that gut feeling when you talk to them, you
Ah.
speak their you see their results, you can definitely clear out a difference in both, let's say, if you're comparing.
Okay. So it's more about a human conversation that allows you to see more than some machinic yardstick that makes you realize कि यार हाँ dude knows what they're talking about.
See, I don't think, let's talk about UAbility versus competitor X of UAbility, right? I don't think people not joining UAbility are joining competitor X because they trust competitor X more. They join competitor X because they think यहाँ पे पैसा कम देना है.
Ah, right.
That's the biggest objection.
Right.
And those people, what they have to do is they have to go through the struggles. They have to go through hardships. Then only they will, it's not about your ability. It's about
Anyone.
the right service provider.
Correct.
Right? We should never choose a service provider on the basis of price. If you're doing that, you will keep struggling. Whichever provider is this, you have to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're thinking कि भाई मैं पैसा बचा लूँ, मैं YouTube से सीख लूँगा, YouTube वीडियो देख के तो फिर लोग ऑपरेशन भी कर रहे हैं आजकल, you would have seen.
Holy shit, is that actually happening?
Yeah, somebody
Oh my-
performed a surgery on himself by watching a YouTube video, right? And you can search the result, what happened with him.
No, we don't want to search for it. I like watching gory stuff in movies, not in reality. It's okay.
Right, so just like she mentioned, structured education is a must. If you rely on YouTube, you can keep relying, you will be there.
Which is a very good point that people somehow, at least I don't know, I don't want to generalize, I'm an Indian myself, but in India I observe this a lot. Tell me your thoughts that यहाँ पे लोगों को लगता है education is what we learned in school and college. And business owners think that just because they've reached some degree or even a basic level, मुझे क्यों educate करना है अपने आप को? Like they have this constant thought process, right? Have you experienced that?
The biggest problem, I mean, I'm not going to generalize in terms of countries because I stay somewhere else and I'm from somewhere else. But I have noticed that a large portion of Asians live in a lot of denials.
Right.
And the reason for denial is nothing, it's because of culture, judgment. Why are you forced to deny? Because you're scared of being judged, or you're enough judged that now you better live in that denial state.
That what will people think of me when they realize कि ये बंदा तो अभी किताबें पढ़ रहा है, क्या कर रहा है, नहीं कर रहा है. Right.
हम कितने बार बोलते हैं यार इतना भी नहीं पता तेरे को. Isn't that? And so many times we say we've seen our elders also say ना कि यार क्या एक बेवकूफ है क्या, इतना भी नहीं मालूम तेरे को. So it's nothing wrong with the parenting or something. It's been for generation. But what these little things do is they make you believe that I need to know it all, else I won't be treated well. Let's look at the grading system. Na? The teachers are more biased towards the kids who are the top runners.
Those collar ties and all that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So automatically it's like I need to be that.
So that becomes your aspiration stage rather than dude, let me educate myself.
Let
Makes
me
sense.
educate. So the other day I was just watching Alia Bhatt's interview. It was a very nice interview. I don't know who she was sitting with, but she said my dad had told me only one thing: stay stupid for life, because only then you can learn. Because if you say you know it all, that's your full stop.
Correct.
Exactly.
So I personally feel that in a lot of Asian countries, or maybe from wherever we are, there's a lot of denial, and that comes from judgment. They're forced to be in that space.
Makes sense. Makes sense. हाँ जी sir.
I'll be back.
Anyway, so but no, that's a good point. So in that case, I do want to know that when you guys started your own agencies, all three of you, I'm sure, will have different narratives. So, aap, like, other than structured education, which all three of you maybe agreed to, what do you feel you would have done differently or wanted that oh यार ये होता तो कितना आसान हो जाता जो आपको लगता है आज के time it is so easy because people keep seeing this notion कि competition is crazy, everybody is starting that, how will I do it, but there are twin perspectives. Some say that, oh, it's very tough to start anything in today's time. Everybody's doing it. But some say it has never been easier to start anything in today's time. So, sabka alga narrative hoga. You guys might have your own perspective. But if I ask Shubhankar, Khush and Ishant, what would you have done differently when you started your agencies with the knowledge you have today? What would those things be? That you can also maybe pass down to somebody who's trying to start now.
So I think you have to niche down.
Simple rudimentary basics.
Okay, if you want to understand this,
I'm learning that.
if you want to understand this in 2 words, niche down. If you want a lecture, go to YouTube, watch a lecture. This is as important as it can get. Okay, niche down. Find your niche, find your people who you like working with, who you can help. Also, the bigger the problem that you solve, the more money that you can make, right? So which area that you want to solve? Health, wealth, relationship. So under health, how can you help? You want to have an ad agency who would help doctors. You want to help people with personal branding on Instagram or on LinkedIn. So all these are health. You're helping them make money. Right. So similarly, whether you are a fitness coach, you want them to be, sorry, that was wealth. So if you are a fitness coach, you want people to be healthy, right? Let's say you are a gym owner or a fitness expert, right? Under wealth, find a niche. Do you like working with women, men? Okay. If women, okay, unmarried or married? Okay. If married, with kids, without kids. Okay. If with kids, with job, without job. Okay.
So you're classifying going down.
With
Yeah.
job, IT, non-IT. If IT, which city? The more the niche, the more specific the niche, there are more chances they will relate to you.
So those are 2 things you wish you would have done better, harder, differently if you had the knowledge today back then.
Other than structured knowledge, of course.
Khush?
I think, Pratham, I would want to go back a little bit on the question you asked earlier in this. थोड़ा promotion कर लेते हैं.
Khush has no chill.
ज़्यादा real हो रहा है.
Podcast की real video.
No, so you really asked about one thing, that why UAbility?
Yeah.
And I want to go back to that question because it was a hard decision for me. It was not that easy, and that is why I want to discuss, because whatever I went through, probably someone else is going through. And forget about all these fun that we're making in terms of promotion and all. I don't care, but I do know that their life can transition. Even if it's promoted, I don't care. Their life can change, because for me to make decision with UAbility comes down to 2 things. One, I felt that I was so much more understood and heard when I spoke to Rohan, because I went on a call with Rohan, and he could literally really feel the problem that I was feeling with my business. So the moment he understood, I think I didn't wanted anything else in that call. The problem is half of the world is trying to sell their product without listening. And with Rohan, he did not tell me anything. He only was listening. So that made me feel a sense of comfort that I can be vulnerable with this team. I can open up with this team and really go out and say, man, I need help. Because it takes courage to say I need help. Right?
Even for that, let's say some prospect who is into sales, just like you mentioned, right? They can't go on a sales call by assuming that they will be listening. For that, they have to ask the right questions.
Correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
For that, you need sales training. Otherwise, the person will say, what's the price? How much do you charge?
So Rohan, that's what.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel that he was questioning me.
Because
I
he
felt
knows
was
what to ask.
asking me. Yes, that's the difference. He didn't question, he asked.
Uh,
And that's where a lot of difference happens.
And
Question.
it is so difficult to differentiate between the two for
Yes,
people.
correct. Because
Yeah.
it's the same thing. What do you do? And
It's like asking versus interrogation.
interrogation. Correct.
Which is what most sales scripts do, right?
Correct, exactly. So
Interrogation.
it was, I didn't say anything to Rohan. Rohan had questions after questions after questions. But I'm saying questions because just I want the people to understand its questions. But he just was curious to know about me. That's how it got communicated to me. So the first reason we chose UAbility was because we felt understood. And second reason is we found that there's a sense of accountability. They're not going to leave us in the open ocean. There's going to be someone who's going to hold hands and help us at every checkpoint with solutions to my problem and not a general problem.
But how did you know that second part from the call that you did before enrolling with us?
I remember I asked a question with Rohan that Rohan, what if I'm stuck at some place? He said, you'll have someone at every point of time to help you to come out of it. And that's where I got the answer. Because I went on few other calls as well with other people as well. And one of the biggest differentiator for me was accountability. See, to be felt understood is more of a feeling and a vibe.
You can't create packaging offers around that.
That's not something.
Correct.
But delivery perspective, accountability was a key decision making for me. When if let's just say it was not Rohan, but then still if I had to go, then accountability was the thing that helped me to make my decision really quick.
But since we're talking about new agency makers,
Yes.
agency owners, right?
Correct.
So UAbility is not a new agency, right? But when I joined UAbility was a very new agency, right?
2020.
Right. So people who might be watching who could be future agency owners or people who have just started their agencies, right? How do they convert? They don't have a trust on Instagram. People don't know them currently, right? So how do they convert? Simple. Again, it's very simple. Just like you say, get more leads, do more sales. Get more leads, do more conversions. It's simple. Everything is simple. Sometimes we complicate very simple things, right? And we give that gyan and everybody thinks that, oh, it is like that.
Because nobody wants to do the boring work. They think it's a fancy that will work.
Yes, because boring work is difficult and people don't do difficult things and they don't try it. If you try difficult things, there are more chances that you'll be successful because there are less people
I think
trying
this is what
it.
Hormozy also said, that most things that give the maximum results are the boring
Boring.
things. And the boring things are the hard things, and hard things very few people try it. So even if you're trying, you're already winning by a large percentage by a lot.
Absolutely.
Correct.
So Hormozy Baba. So nothing better than that guy.
Like to add to that, yesterday we got that 8 stages, I think.
Correct,
So to
correct.
add point, it's like stages of entrepreneurship. I looked at it and I was trying to create a backend modules for my team and make the experience good. And stage 2 was like, just get more leads. And I was like,
Shivang is like, Nico is going.
यार क्या किया ना, like it was 30 days of wasted effort.
Shivang is so pissed. He's like, UAbility के पास जाता हूँ, मेरा सारा मॉडल रद्द कर देते हैं, खुश से बात करता हूँ, बिल्कुल धंधा क्यों कर रहा है?
Like I knew it, but it's like get more leads. I'm like, हाँ बात सही है, leads ही. And that was why I took UAbility. It was simple, but it made so much sense. And it was so personalized, as he said. It's like, I
One thing I genuinely forgot to ask you guys, that so far, because this is, I think, all three of you, this is the first time. We've been doing X events since 2.5 years, but this is your first time.
Yeah.
So, on an honest note, how has been the experience so far? Because you must have attended.
X event, the best thing was the roundtables actually. Yesterday was really well, but when I saw the roundtables, I was like, shit, I can talk to them in real life.
So
and
people
get
don't know
answers.
what roundtables are.
Roundtables are, let's say, he knows marketing, he knows sales, he knows, let's say, operations. I can just pick what I want to learn. And before that, that stage thing cleared everything out. It's like, I need marketing, and I was sitting in marketing the whole day. Because I know that I don't need to go to operation. I guess you are sitting with business management and hiring. It made so much sense for us. It was cleared at the perfect time that this is what you need. And then that round table.
Because you and Kush are at different stages. So
Yeah.
how can you both sit at the same table? So that simple understanding is so, it's such a good point.
I would have gone to hiring because I was like,
Fancy, let me hire people.
And then it's like, paisa de diya, paisa nahi hai, I'm done. So that was really well.
Kush?
Wow, I really like this point. It's like
Exactly.
you know,
मैंने सोचा
I mean,
कि
this
why
is
would
so-
Kush and Shubhankar sit at the same table, not because of differentiation or discrimination, but Kush has already done this for years.
Right.
How can Shubhankar have the same constraints as Kush?
Right.
Such a good point.
And we both come from both very similar background, right? But still, we didn't choose the same table because our problems were very
No,
different.
Kush, I disagree that you come from the same background because he can speak Bengali and you cannot speak Bengali.
I don't want Bengali. I'm a Marwadi.
यार ये तो
Confusion हो गया था.
Chief, I've been duped. मुझे बेवकूफ बनाया.
She's from
I come
Calcutta.
from
right?
Kolkata, but I'm a Marwadi.
You're Bengali. If you're in Kolkata, you're Bengali.
By the way,
How long do you stay in Kolkata?
I'm born in Kolkata.
Bengali.
Chief is Brahmin.
यार ये स्कैम कर रहे हैं लोगों को. ये गलत हो रहा है. कुछ तो हो रहा है.
Okay, so what
But
did I
Kush, just tell me, Pratham, you are the best person ever met in Bengali.
আমি তোমাকে ভালোবাসি.
I have no idea what that means.
I think that means like I love
I
you.
love you.
Better.
I would only say that to the best person, right? Why would I say that to someone else?
Promotion done. But jokes about
Okay, what did I
did
like about the event? Okay, so basically, I've been to a lot of events, and I've been on both sides. Like, I've been a speaker, I've been an attendee, I've been a panelist, but this is not any event. To be honest, it felt like a group of people who are coming from a like-minded space with a different kind of experience, and there's one epicenter which is there to drive everyone to pull each other up. So it's not a 500 people event or a 100 people event. It's a close-knitted event where everybody is working on everybody's problem, but it is driven by an epicenter of a team of 4, 5, 6 people to really give a direction. So it felt like I am in a space where I'm going to accelerate my business from point A to point B. And also get a direction of how to get to point Z. And my best part about the whole event was the culture.
What do you mean culture?
Culture means, yeah, Pratham, I can tell you, see, you organize this event, correct? You're on that part. But I felt like you're a friend. I didn't feel like I have to have a barrier or a wall between two of us to have a conversation. Neither did I feel with that, with Jayan, with Rohan, or any one of them. There's so much of culture of broship and I don't know what is the right word for it. It's like everybody is at the same level of respect.
Inclusion.
Extreme inclusion, actually, right word. So in terms of culture, we never felt like we are in a space where we have to put up. We are in a space where feeling so comfortable that we can say shit and not be judged.
I overheard today also, you, Chief and Rohan were sitting on
Yesterday.
working on something.
Yesterday.
Today also.
Acha.
And I overheard, I was working with Girija on her SaaS product, and I overheard saying that, oh, so it is mostly my mindset. You said this 1 or 2 times. And I could tell that you were saying it openly in a room full of people because you were like, kya dikkat hai? It's my safe space.
It's my safe space.
I'm so happy you could get that to you.
Correct, exactly. So
So
best part about the event was it was not an event. It was a gathering of like-minded people gelling with each other and an epicenter which is helping everyone grow.
And हम नहीं नचवाते अपने लोगों को, डांस नहीं कराते हम. पता नहीं किसको मैंने टिक मारा है.
I feel that the intent is to help. Intent is not just to be present. So whenever I sat with you, Jayant or Rohan, their intent was to help. You know, they actually wanted, you have free time, whatever time you want. I'm there. And then it is not only about intent, you should have that knowledge as well, right? I might have good intent to help doctors, but what if I don't know how to help them? Right? What will I do? So of course you have to take help from somebody who has gone from where you are to the next level. Then only they can help you. Right. So you guys have been from there, right?
And you've been like family generally, bro, because 2020 is a long time back. So what a journey. So guys, I think great conversation, but just to put a pin on this podcast, I have a very awesome thing I want to do with you all. Ready. So, that Karan Johar rapid fire, I want to do that with you.
हमें hamper में क्या मिलता है? The question is.
iPhone डाला Karan
ऐसा
Johar.
खाना दिया है. बेशरम लोग. Oh my god. But anyway, so it's going to be a rapid fire. I'm going to ask you some questions, and of course, rapid fire, you cannot think too much. You have to like tuck. You cannot explain your stuff. Just go for it, right? So, Kush, anybody watching this podcast, immediate 5 actionable steps they can take to start the agency and grow something from there from scratch.
Just start creating content. Start from one niche. Make sure that you talk to only one kind of audience and don't overthink. Only one thing that can save you is action.
Perfect. Shwanta, go.
Okay, first figure out what you wanna do. Learn, I say the word fuck learn it, so beat that. Third, after you have done that, give that service out for, let's say, 3 to 4 people for free. Once you get proof of concept, go out, do the linear model, reach out, do whatever you wanna do, and then create an aggregator and create content so that you grow.
Perfect. Ishant.
So do what you like, repeat, keep repeating.
So nice. Okay.
Simple.
Perfect. Awesome. Second and final question to you guys. Top 5 mistakes that you learned but you still regret that you would love to coach somebody on if they were starting an agency and learning from you. Go. Top 3.
Okay. Not thinking of LinkedIn as a platform and only choosing the ones which are popular.
Oh, good point. Have you made a mistake too? Yeah.
Thinking LinkedIn to be extremely job seeking and professional and feeling you are too small to approach anyone. For the matter of fact, try reaching out to some of the CEOs. They are dying to talk to you as much as you are as well.
Really?
And you will be surprised. Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'll be very honest.
It's a very lonely sport out there. They
Oh.
love to be appreciated and acknowledged.
And people think, oh my god, I look so bad if I DM them.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, so the gold is literally in the simple shit.
In the simple shit. And because you imagine if you are a CEO of a 100 crore company, how many people are actually talking heart to you?
It's all
Actually,
coded.
Nobody.
In fact, in today's time, I still believe we are nothing, but nobody
Still,
messages
correct.
Ron and me.
But let's just say, Pratham, you get a message, hey Pratham, I love you for the work you did. I saw this video of yours and the one line you said changed my life like this with my client. Would you not reply to that
At
person?
least, I'm glad for you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I
And
would.
then if that conversation goes from one line to another line,
And then
you
sales
have
conversation happens.
exactly.
Yeah.
And how many times have been able to talk to billionaires out there?
You
and
have?
Yes,
Crazy.
and take their conversation from LinkedIn to WhatsApp
Crazy.
with no exchange of money, but just exchange of knowledge.
Fantastic. And third?
Third, all I feel is it starts very much from self-belief. So if someone is talking shit that you can't do this, please only take advice from the ones who have done it, exactly what you want to do, and not from the people who are close to you. For example, parents, spouses, brothers and sisters. We lean on their advice, but for a matter of fact, probably, are they the influencer you want to be? Are they the entrepreneur you want to be? Or are they that person who you want to be? If yes, please take their advice. But if they are not, then they're good to just lean when you want to cry, but
Draw the
not
line between
emotions and
practicality.
practicality. Yes, because we do that mistake many times.
Super, yeah.
Okay, so a lot of things have been covered, but big problems first, technical, as you already said, niche down faster. The faster you do it, the better. Second, start charging higher from the start. Don't try to go to the loop. Do free work, don't do cheap work. And
Oh, that's
That's
such a good
very
line.
good.
That's such a good line.
That's very
Nice.
good.
Bro, say that again one more time.
Yes.
Actually,
Tell me your age again.
वापस बोल तू.
Do free work, not cheap.
ये तो politician की तरह sound कर रहा है. वापस बोलने को बोला कुछ.
And third, own your shit. It's like, if you have done something, be proud to say it. If you have not done something and did the mistakes like we have, own your shit.
Oh wow. Nice.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Ishant, top 3 mistakes.
Very difficult to say 3 more because I relate with them. But I would say, get a coach, get a mentor.
But you did. How was that a mistake?
Not
So I delayed getting a coach. No?
Okay. That is
Right.
decided.
Right.
Okay.
So get a coach who can actually be in there, who can help you get there. I also spent a lot of time, on things like freelancer, getting projects, and also, I believe that people have a conception that, email marketing is great, LinkedIn is great, Instagram is great. Let me, be an expert of all the 3 things. That is the biggest mistake people make.
That's such a valid point, actually.
Yes.
Right,
Great.
right. Yes, all the platforms work, but will all the platforms work for you at the same time? Okay, never. You have to crack just one platform. Yes, all the platforms work, but are you the expert of that platform? Will you be able to become an expert of all 5 platforms? What is the answer? Obviously, no.
For example, Shubhankar is going with Instagram. Her name is LinkedIn.
Right.
Makes sense.
So for us, ads are working.
Ads.
Yeah.
For
Exactly.
they are working for us. They are working for our clients.
And funny fact, all 3 of you are agency owners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
right,
Yeah,
right.
correct.
I was speaking to somebody, yesterday. He said, are there other agency owners like us? They're running ads. I was like, nobody's running ads. They're all agency owners. They are not running ads. I and UAbility are running ads majorly in the room, right? So what was I saying? Forgot.
That
3
focus
points.
on the area that you cannot be great at everything in every platform.
Right,
Pick one, set
right.
one,
So I was
choose
sitting
one,
with Jeet and he was saying, Ishant, email marketing, you're not doing email marketing. It's working great. do email marketing. And then if I sit with Khush, she would say, you're there on LinkedIn, you have 2,000 connections, you're not using LinkedIn, you're a fool. And I go to Shubhankar, he'll say, Instagram has so much reach, bhaiya, why are you not using Instagram?
Correct.
Right? But I am there running ads. Let's say I have 100 followers. If I run ads, I can get new leads.
Exactly.
For new agency owners who do not have followers, do not have a LinkedIn profile, do not have Instagram strong profile, right? What they can do?
Right.
They can simply, and if they want fast results, they can run ads. Ads are not expensive on Instagram and Facebook, unlike LinkedIn.
100%. Ads are extremely expensive.
like ये चेतन ने जो किया ना बदला कहीं और निकाला.
No, when I was a new agency owner, I tried running ads on LinkedIn, and it said, and it said minimum 500 rupees budget, and I was like, bhai, ये तो महंगा है मेरे लिए, 500 rupees per day, right? So I started with Instagram, Facebook.
Contextually, LinkedIn is not an ads
Platform at all.
platform.
Yeah.
Originally.
Means its objective is a networking platform.
Correct.
It's world's largest professional networking platform.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But let's say an agency owner wants result quick. The best way is to run ads.
Which is, I think, what he said, go linear
Correct.
and then go for
Go
aggregation.
I would like to
Yes.
summarize the whole thing in 1-2 lines. Again, politician wala baat. If you're in any platform, it's not about the best man standing, it's about the last man standing.
Such a nice. ये लिख के लाया क्या lines?
हाँ, ये तैयारी करके
ये
आया.
सोच रहा है मेरे को मिल गया chance मैं 17 साल में 17 chicks. Amazing shit, bro. Amazing shit. You're so young and you have so much shit in your head. It's amazing.
Now, how can the podcast finish without you saying something? So
About
I
us.
would.
ये क्या? I'm the podcast.
So basically, since you've asked us, I
Interesting.
would love for you to tell us what are the top 3 mistakes in today 2025 agency owners are doing, or people who are already started are doing.
Honestly, it's going to be a very repetitive answer because you guys genuinely covered it. But summary of the common trend that Ron and I see every day is this. My only difference in the answer will be an addition. This AI stuff. People don't understand that AI. I've seen a lot of trends. Will AI replace humans? AI is set to replace humans by 2030.
Correct.
It will, but only blue collar jobs. Right? But the white collarings and the brain work cannot be replaced by AI. It can smoothen the process. AI will replace people who do not know AI.
Yeah.
AI will not replace people.
Right.
So problem with the agency owners and marketers in today's time is ये एक तो नए workshop चल रहे हैं and I'm very happy they're genuinely leading some value, but most of them are misleading थोड़ा सा. Why? Because they're like become an AI marketer in this many hours and Zuckerberg is this and this. Like, dude, it's not about AI marketer. AI is leveraging. We leverage AI like crazy.
Correct,
You guys have seen what we do with our
correct,
founders, amazing, right? But it has still not replaced the value of a human being.
So bang, so damn right. I mean, there's so many agency owners, and speaking with many, they're like 3 people team. कोई नहीं यार content writer hire क्यों करेंगे? AI कर देगा.
They don't
अरे
understand.
image क्यों बनाने के लिए designer
I'll tell you
चाहिए?
the problem
कर
with
देगा.
AI. AI again, a future में ऐसा होगा तो I can't take a guarantee for that, and that will be very dangerous by the way. But AI का problem is AI cannot synthesize emotions.
Exactly.
AI can duplicate it.
Yes.
And duplication reeks of complicated failure and complicated copying, right? You cannot pick that up. Number one. Number two, it destroys simplicity, right? And like we made that YouTube video. I don't know if you guys have actually checked out. Whenever you get time, do that. This was from our last mastermind event in Udaipur in December. We're not shitting. We spent around 4.2 or 4.4 lakhs, and we made 1.5 CR out of it.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, it's a fake, it's a scam, it's not possible. 4.4 lakhs and 1.5 CR. We actually did that. You know how? Not through AI. In fact, when I was using AI, my returns were 4.8x. When I use human elements the right way with AI, my returns went to 38x. 38x. We achieved what Hormozi said in his book. I achieved 36:1 returns. It's not possible in real life.
I worked for a doctor. We spent $2,000. He made 45 times the returns.
45x.
Yes,
Holy shit,
45x.
see?
And I just want to give a context. Now that we are bragging, someone who started with LinkedIn didn't spend a penny and made, let me convert ringgits to rupees, about
That's coming in
50,000.
3,
50,000 ringgit in rupees, 10 lakh rupees.
Crazy.
Zero money spent.
Even better than all that shit combined.
Zero
bro.
money spent, 10 lakhs.
Amazing.
And 10 lakhs is just the project closed so far. it's now going recurring as well, and
the
there's more
LTV is
clients.
coming
The
more and
LTV is coming more, and more clients are going to come from there.
Which is, I think, what iterates Ishant's point. See, everything works.
Everything
Yeah,
works.
everything
correct.
works.
And but the fact,
Focus
exactly.
and simplicity and patience. Stop
Last
hopping.
man standing.
Yeah,
Last man standing.
I can tell you one thing for sure. I loved it. Narendra Modi in one of the interviews said that ask AI to create a visual, which is a man writing with his left hand. Till now, if I know it correctly, no AI tool can do that. The image that comes up is writes with the right hand.
They're still not that advanced yet. Cannot pick up on.
Cannot pick up on
synthesize
the
more.
cannot pick up on the left hand.
Exactly.
I've tried so many tools. In every single tool, it's right hand. You tell people, okay, even I tried one more prompt, which is get people to raise their left hands. All of them are raising their right hands.
Crazy, because it's not inputted in the algorithm yet.
Yes.
Right. So I think the same advice that everybody is running after AI and everything, but I think what still works is keep things super simple and super boring.
Wow.
So just please focus on one thing. And the only reason I genuinely feel people keep asking us, hey, UAbility grew in a competition, or what's the trick? There's no trick. We just and Ishant is a testament to that fact that our offer and our marketing message is the same since 6 years. We haven't changed it. It is the same single message running. Everybody AI आ गया चला गया, workshop आ गया चला गया, पता नहीं Ghibli आ गया चला गया, होता रहेगा. Our message is still the same. We don't shift our messaging, and that's what installs trust in people. कि यार you remember similarly to also saying that यार ये लोग 4 साल से एक ही चीज बोले जा रहे हैं.
हाँ, I said
So
yes.
I thought कि कुछ तो होगा. Same funnel चलाए जा रहे हैं.
A doctor asked me, Ishant, if we work with you, will you work with our competitors, or will you copy paste what we have? We have designed something which is very creative, and this has to be with us, right? So will you be confidential enough not to share, not to use it with our competitors, etc. I told him, see, you designed it great, but if you think that only this design will work for you forever, you're wrong. Just like Kung Fu Panda, in that movie, he asks his father, what's the secret ingredient? He says, there is no secret ingredient.
Yeah.
You are the secret ingredient.
Correct,
Right?
correct.
If you can design this formula, you are the one who will design this formula again. If you only rely on this ingredient, right, there are competitors who will design better ingredients, better formulas, right? So it's you who is the secret ingredient, nobody else.
I would like
Master
to add to
Shifu
that.
stuff.
I would like to end it with UAbility's
Mic drop.
promotion. People think a good example of that would be a good example of that would be some people think UAbility is just VSL funnel. But right now, if we come to the event, they're everything and they know their shit. Right? And it has been same.
We try to be humble. But awesome, guys. Such a great podcast. It was lovely talking to you all. And if anybody, very honest, and yes, it is a proper call to action. If you are a healthcare business, you are a hospital owner, clinic owner, hair transplant owner, dentist,
Ayurvedic clinic owner.
Ayurvedic clinic owner, भी कर रहा है तू.
आपका एक client मेरे पास आ रहा है.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it's all great. So please go to Happy to Attend. Check him out. Make your own decision. See if you want to talk to this gentleman out. But honest, transparent, genuine work. Check it out. Instagram, anything Instagram related. Growth, impression size, virality, Instagram organic, impression size, blah, blah, blah. Growth. तेरा कंपनी का नाम भूल गया.
ग्राफ भाई मेरा नाम बोल दो जाएगा उससे चलता है.
Shubhankar Sen Gupta. Just look him up. You'll find him and you'll know exactly who to contact. LinkedIn. And I say LinkedIn, I mean, we feel small when we look at her LinkedIn profile. It has kitna, Chief? 3 lakh kitne followers? 35,000 connections. So, too much data. So, LinkedIn growth, LinkedIn branding, LinkedIn outburst. Khushbu Nangali. Khush is what we call her. Her name is Khushbu Nangali. So, please look her up on LinkedIn. You will find her. And one of the best people to help you out with LinkedIn growth. And we don't have a planning कि हम ले लेते हैं. हमारा LinkedIn उतना strong नहीं है, बाकी सब strong है. But ठीक है. So great podcast. I'm so happy you guys are here. And it was such a pleasure to know these insights that we even in an informal conversation do not get to know.
Correct.
So awesome time. Thank you so much.
Thank you
You
for
were a
having us.
wonderful host. We had a lot of fun.
Actually.